Alright everybody, it is go time. It's brisket day. I'm up about 4:30 a.m. I gotta get the fire going, get everything just kind of prepped here inside, get the tools that I'm gonna need. I found out the night before that my deck light was out, so I'll be doing this via flashlight, and shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna work on getting some space here for the brisket. We'll get that out of the fridge, let it sit on the counter while I work on getting the fire going in the pit this morning. So I pulled back that foil. I did a sort of a dry brine, sat in the fridge overnight. Turned out incredible. A lot of juice on the pan, or I'm sorry, not too much juice on the pan, so it definitely held a lot of juice, and it looked like some of the salt had made its way into the meat, which is exactly what I wanted. And we'll be ready to go in a little bit, so meet me outside and we'll get this fire going. It's definitely darker out here than I remember it being in the past, but that's okay. I had my firebox already set up with those fire starters kind of staggered in there with my tree debris. Didn't take long. All I had to do was light those. They started the fire pretty quick. It was nice kind of just sitting back, feeling the breeze coming off the river. I don't live far from the Mississippi, so definitely the perfect time to be starting a fire is around 5 a.m. in the morning. Alright, so it'll take about 30 minutes for that fire to start catching those logs, and then we'll have hopefully some embers falling down to the bottom, and clean up that smoke a little bit, and then we can get our brisket on the grill. It should be around 6:15. We'll be ready to go. Alright, so the fire's looking good. We're going to go ahead and get the grates in place, and I'll go ahead and set up my bricks. Those will stand as my fire block to help kind of protect the brisket from the direct flame that I've got going here, as this is a direct heat smoker. We'll go ahead and close this, let it get up to temperature, and then I'll go ahead and bring out the brisket. All right, the sun is coming up. The brisket is ready to go on. The pit is up to temperature. We're running a little bit over 300 degrees, which is fine because when I open it to put the brisket on, I'm expecting we're going to lose some of that temperature. But once I close it, shouldn't have a problem getting it around that 275 range where I'm going to want it to sit between 250 and 275, at least for the first 2.5 to 3 hours. So it's important that you get your pit where it needs to be, expect some loss of heat, and that it's going to take a little while for it to get back to where it needs to be, but you'll be cooking. Always keep in mind, if you're looking, you're not cooking. I'm ready. All the work has been put in. It's go time. Alright, so I purchased a Themopro Digital Thermometer with Wi-Fi so I could monitor the ambient temperature of the grill on the inside, which I set the probe down on the grate. The product did include a clip for that. I'm going to do a full review of this product later on. The other probe is in the brisket into the flat meat, so I can kind of get an idea of how it's cooking. It's not so important as to the temperature because we're cooking brisket. We're going to be cooking it all the way through. I just kind of want to monitor, see what's going on and how that's cooking for future reference, so that if there's something else I can do better, obviously this is the time to learn how to do that. If you've noticed, I've got my bricks set up perfectly to block that fire. So again, we're getting a lot of that heat, but not direct heat to the end of the point on the brisket, so because we don't want that to burn. So very important. So brisket's looking great, fire's looking great. We're going to get this closed up and we're going to let it sit. We're going to let it cook. See you in about 2 to 3 hours. Alright, so we're 3 hours in. Ooh, I got some delicious looking bark. Wow, that looks incredible. Having to open this up. Gonna add some wood. Fire's getting a little, heat's getting a little low. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick apple cider vinegar and water spritz. Everything's looking good. So once I get this done, we'll go ahead and close it for about another hour. And then I'm going to come back if everything's still looking good. And we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And that'll be 4 hours in. And I think we got about maybe 4 hours to go. 4.5 hours. We'll see what it looks like, or what the temperature's looking like, and then we'll get it off the grill and we'll let it rest. Alright, so we're 4 hours in. Everything's looking good, and I think it's about time to get this brisket wrapped up so we can finish up this cook. 4 hours. Smelling incredible, by the way. Fire's still looking good. I may add a piece of pecan, but not sure we'll actually need it, but I'll throw it in there just so I don't have to risk opening the pit again. So I went ahead and pulled out the thermometer out of the flat side of the brisket. It'll make it easier to wrap, and then what I'll do is once I get it back on, I'll go ahead and stick that thermometer through the paper right back into the flat, just so I can continue to monitor what the temperature is of the meat. And I got me a little grill snack here. Absolutely delicious. A little leftover. Lagniappe. So I had my paper, butcher paper all rolled out, laid out, and it was pretty easy to wrap. No problems here. I'm going to go ahead and keep that fat side up. And we'll get that right back on the grill just as it was laying right before I took it off. And of course, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and stick that probe right back into the flat side so we can monitor that temperature. Alright, I think I will go ahead and add another piece of wood or two just to make sure, you know, we're keeping that temperature up. And we'll go ahead and round out this cook and get it wrapped up here in the next few hours. Alright, everything is looking good. We'll just get this probe moved over. We'll get it closed up. And we'll continue the cook. We're getting close, guys. Smells and looks incredible. Can't wait. Nap time. Alright, the brisket is done. Super excited. First brisket I've done on my pit. Really first brisket I've done. Due to it being a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be, I only did a 9-hour cook. So it's been sitting for about an hour and 20 minutes now, letting all those juices kind of soak back in. I put it in this bag, this cooler bag, kind of help it keep some of that heat. Smells incredible. Still super warm and fresh. I did a little foil just so I could put it in the bag and not get grease everywhere. This is a good sign. This paper is soaked through. Probably just rip it off. Oh my God. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it's like fall apart. I wish you could smell this. So I'm going to try to do this the way they do it in the videos. This is the point. This is the thicker side, and they'll cut it and then cut it sideways. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make the cut like I've seen in some of the videos. Oh, look at that juiciness. 9 hours of perfect cooking. Go ahead and give that a try. Cut's a little bit thick, but look at that. It falls under its own weight. Absolutely delicious. You should try that. Let me try the leaner side. Save this for my burn-ins. definitely leaner, but look at that. Incredible. It falls apart. So good. You wanna try it, babe? Super hot. Had a blast learning how to do this. It turned out incredible. I think you should try it at home. You can do it. That's smoking right there. That is absolutely that smoking.
It's good.
I don't know if you can see that. I mean, the steam and the juice is coming off of that. Oh, it's beautiful. Coming up, breakfast tacos, brisket breakfast tacos. See y'all later. Hey everyone, if you like my video, if you would please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and send me a comment. I'd love to know how I'm doing. Thanks. That's smoking.